one of the most traditional car makers in Britain has just done something quite radical. Bentley, synonymous with leather, luxury, and long, sweeping bonnets, is challenging everything we've come to expect from it. And the result is this, the EXP15. A name that doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but one that carries weight, because this car isn't just a design study. It's Bentley's vision of how to reinvent the saloon. Yes, the classic sedan for the electric century. Now, before the purists grab their pitchforks, let's be clear. The EXP15 isn't meant to go straight into production. It's a vision car, a sandbox of ideas. But it's also a serious internal conversation about what the future of Bentley sedans might look like once petrol fades into the past. A new shape for a new era. So, what happens to a Bentley saloon in the EV age? Should it be taller? Sleeker? Does it even need to look like a saloon anymore? The EXP15 doesn't exactly answer those questions. It throws more at the wall and sees what sticks. From the front, it's imposing, upright, and rather un-Bentley. Gone are the round, crystal glass-like headlamps we're used to. In their place, vertical LED strips and a reimagined grille that's now more light sculpture than air intake. It's still distinctly Bentley, but with sharper edges and more modern gestures. Even the iconic wing badge has been redesigned and backlit. A rare move, considering it's only the fourth time Bentley has ever changed its logo in over a century. And if you like your design metaphors, the front of the EXP15 is said to be inspired by the chest of a racehorse. The traditional long bonnet is still here, even though the car is electric and doesn't need an engine. Bentley has repurposed the space for grand piano-style luggage compartments. The Aerodynamic Bentley? Bentleys have never been the most aerodynamic creatures, but times have changed. Drag matters in the EV era, and the EXP15 embraces that reality. It features smooth surfacing, aero covers on massive wheels, and even rear-view cameras in place of mirrors. There's functional venting behind the front arches and a completely reimagined tail with twin deployable spoilers and a large rear diffuser. It looks fast even when standing still, though some might say it also looks a bit like a Mustang Mach-E from the side, or perhaps even a Rolls-Royce Spectre from certain angles. An asymmetric statement. Perhaps the strangest visual detail? On one side, the EXP15 has two doors. On the other, just one. Yes, really. A layout reminiscent of the quirky Hyundai Veloster, which is not a name you expect to hear in the same breath as Bentley. But the idea is to signal a break from tradition. The interior? Well, it doesn't actually exist yet. At least, not physically. Only digital renders show what Bentley imagines. A 3-seat layout, with the front passenger seat removed entirely to make space for pets, bags, or lounging. Because Bentley owners, as the brand sees them, either drive themselves or stretch out in the back. There's also tactile switchgear, a nod to luxury through texture, not touchscreens. And a mechanical charging gauge, a rare analog flourish in a digital world. A touch of history, the Blue Train legacy. Despite its futuristic form, the EXP15 isn't all forward-thinking. At its core is a story rooted deep in Bentley lore, specifically the legend of the Blue Train Bentley. In 1930, Bentley boss Wolf Barnado bet he could drive his Speed 6 from Cannes to Calais, board a ferry, and reach London before the luxurious Blue Train reached its destination. He won, barely, and paid a hefty fine to the French police for his trouble. But the tale became legend. Later, Barnado commissioned a bespoke Bentley coupe to celebrate the feat, the gurney-nutting sportsman coupe, which over time became mistakenly believed to be the car that had won the race. Bentley's designers say the EXP15 draws inspiration from this very machine. Not just in story, but in design. The upright front, the sweeping window line, and the endless bonnet all nod to the Blue Train's proportions. So what is it really? The EXP15 doesn't have power figures, range estimates, or even real doors. It's a sculpture, a thesis, a rolling question mark. But its purpose is clear, to explore what comes next. Bentley plans to launch its first fully electric car in 2026. The EXP15 won't be that car, but elements of it might appear in the next flying spur, the future Continental GT, or even the next generation Bentayga. The EXP15 exists to challenge ideas. And while not every angle will please every eye, it forces a conversation that even Bentley knows it can't avoid. Looking ahead. In the age of fading auto shows and AI-generated renderings, concept cars like the EXP15 are still important, not because they show the future as it will be, but because they help us decide what it should be. So while some might scoff at the name or at the LED taillights that look more startup than stately, the EXP15 is asking the right questions. How far can you stretch tradition before it breaks? What does a luxury saloon mean in the EV era? And how much of Bentley's soul can survive the transition? We won't have those answers today. But maybe, just maybe, in 5 years' time, when we see the next production Bentley, we'll look back at the EXP15 and recognize the future we once doubted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, drive safe, race hard, and never lift. Bye.